Welcome to the demo of PowerPoint generating with AI. Here we used GPT 3.5 Turbo and Dalle, these two models rather, uh, to generate respectively the text and the image required for a PowerPoint presentation. So here is my PPT PyCharm, and so here is the PyCharm, and you can see that the script is relatively longer. We have to import several modules. Then we have to provide the API key, openAI API key. So of course that $20 subscription is required, because I think still Dalle model is not given to the free users. Then this is the code. The code becomes longer because otherwise the app is easy to design. Just take text from OpenAI GPT 3.5 Turbo and image from Dalle and fill it in your PowerPoint presentation. But if you make a very crude app, then the text and image will be overlapped, there will not be proper formatting, and you will require, in fact, sometimes more manual work than making the presentation yourself manually. So AI is meant to reduce our labor, so we have to take full benefit of it, and our script also should be such. So here I have specified everything, that in each request how many max tokens will be required, then what should be the words in each slide, what should be the size of each slide, even that is given somewhere here. Yes, image height should be 33% of total slide height, and all those things. Font exactly which I want to use, Calibri, what font size I want to use, and all those things. Okay, so when I run this, and you can see it is just running that streamlit run, and then the full path to my app.py file, and it will open in the local host 8501 port. So the Streamlit app I'm showing on the video. So here is the app that will be generated by our script. Here it says enter the number of slides. So I am choosing uh, 5 slides, maybe 3, 4, 5. Okay. Enter the prompts for each slide. So I have already kept a prompt ready to save the time. So first prompt was Isaac Newton's biography in 200 words with the birth date and the death date. Then Newton's contribution to the mathematics, especially cal- especially calculus. Then Newton's three laws of motion, statements only. Then how Newton's first law defines force, and so on. I don't want this fourth prompt thing. Okay, and statement of Newton's universal law of gravitation. So once I put this and click this create slide, then it will start showing messages here, processing slide 1, then processing slide 2, and so on. It takes time, and Finally, when all slides are processed, then it will show a message, all slides processed, download the PowerPoint presentation. So let me run the app. You can see the processing slide 1 message is there. Here, you get the message presentation created successfully and then download PPT. I click that button, so my PPT will be downloaded. So here my PPT is downloaded in my download folders. Okay. Let me close my app and let me show you the presentation itself. So this is the presentation which was created. This is the first slide, and I will honestly say where I had to do some little bit of uh, formatting. I had provided exact location where you have to put the heading, where you have to put the image, and where you have to put the textual information. How much should be the width and height of the image? How much should be, what should be the font size for the title? What should be the font size for the remaining text? Then exactly 200 words at the most should be generated on each slide. So here on first slide, everything is as shown that exactly it was generated, except on one or two lines the text was overflowing the slide area. So I just required to press the enter button. Okay. Even about the accuracy of the content, you can see that made significant contribution to the field of mathematics, particularly in the development of calculus, is credited with independently creating calculus. At the same time, German mathematics Leibniz, Newton's work laid the foundation of many mathematical concepts which are still used today. His calculus formulas and principles revolutionized the way the mathematicians approach problem solving. His mathematical discoveries, etc., mathematical theories stood the test of time, contribution to mathematics. Then, if I take the next slide, then laws of motion. So these are the statements of Newton's three laws of motion. Then this is each law of motion, what is its significance in physics. First law defines force, second law gives the equation of force and it introduces the concept of momentum. Third law explains how bodies interact with each other through force. Here again I had to put one text slightly by pressing enter because it was overflowing, and this image was slightly less height, so I had to pull it up and down so that it occupies more area on the slide. That's it. Then this is the statement of Newton's universal law of gravitation, and that's the end of the slides. So this is how it is. I also created another slide show for India's independence struggle, and it also came out to be well. Now, as such, this looks a simple case, and I know that there are several such solutions online available which create PowerPoint presentation, but most of them are charged. And second thing is again you have to paste your prompts, and suppose these are physics prompts or history prompts, but if I want to develop a data science report at the end of the project or during the project intermediate report for my clients or stakeholders, then I cannot, ideally, I would not like to put anything on the internet. So in that case, I have to use API and Newton's, sorry, that GPT 3.5 Turbo and Dalle models will do the rest of the work. Even that much data. If you don't want to go to the internet, then better model than GPT 3.5 Turbo, Llama, or many other are now possible to use locally. And similarly, instead of Dalle, some image generation models like maybe stable diffusion or focus, they are also possible to be used locally. Okay, let's just have a quick view at our code, because you will see that if you want such fine control on the generated PPT, then uh, the script becomes a little bit longer and you have to specify everything precisely. You may try to build a similar app. Building the app and is not difficult, and you will be able to generate PPT also, but you will see that the headline and the text and the image, and they will be overlapping, and it will create so bad presentation that as I said, manually creating the presentation would be easier. Okay, so let's have a look at the code. Now this is the code, and you can see that just for PPT generation, if you want fine-grained control over how good your PPTs will be, then a little bit longer script is required. Okay, that is because you have to specify everything precisely. For example, here I have specified a slide generator function is created, and maximum words per each slide should be exactly 200. Then in the text generation I want to use this model, and maximum tokens I want to use is 250. Otherwise you will see that problem also, that the budget will keep on increasing. This temperature setting is also important. Otherwise it might become too creative or too rigid in developing the text. Then this model is for image generation. Style digital art. I could not find better style, but maybe there are better styles than this. Then quality standard, because if you choose a very high quality, extremely high resolution, now they are required in printing, textile, etc. business. But for PPT, this standard resolution is fine. The higher the resolution you choose, more it will be the API tokens which will be used, the size of the images. Then again for text, what are the maximum tokens and everything. Okay, so which font should be used? Calibri only. What should be the font size? Then what should be the image height? 33% of the slide height. And what should be the image X position and Y position, and exactly everything that way. Otherwise, it is our normal GenAI script. Here we are using openAI API key from the config file, and it is always a good practice not to hard code your API key in your main app. So that was it. Thank you.